Hey Feasters, and welcome to episode 142. And today we're going to set some goals the right way. It's not December, or maybe it is if you're listening to it in December, but that's okay. Setting goals shouldn't just be an annual thing. Welcome to the Ask Rezzz podcast. I'm Jason, and I'm here to help you get past those bumps in the road, those struggles, those things that hold you back from building an amazing and profitable freelance business each and every single day. As a freelancer, you're in control of your day, year, and hopefully your life. But I do know that this can be daunting and overwhelming at times. So for me, this time of year, which is September, when at the time I'm recording this, is always when I start to think about my goals. Not just for the past year, but the next year as well. See, for me, it's easy to remember because, September is my birthday month. But for the vast majority of folks, and maybe you listening, goal setting is something that you do in the end of November or maybe even in December. And if that's the case, I would encourage you to start thinking about your goals a little bit earlier on than that. A good goal is a SMART goal. And what I mean by that is SMART is the acronym, which means specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time-based. Most times, to be quite honest with you, I don't remember all 5 of those things. Because for me, what I find most helpful is that it needs to be specific, measurable, and time-based. Because if it's all of those things, then it will be actionable and realistic. So if you're saying that you want to increase revenue, that's not a SMART goal. It's not time-bound. Something important here is that the clearer something is in your head, the easier it is to break down into smaller chunks and then take steps into achieving it. For example, if I were to ask you, what would success be for your business a year from now? And you responded, I'd like to be working with clients who respect me and understand the value that I bring to their business. But also, I would like to be making enough money so that I could turn down those other garbage projects. Now, I'm purposefully using this as a response to the question because 40% of you, the people who come to my website, tell me this. Since this is likely to be your response, time to listen up. We are going to dig deep here. The question I would ask in response is, what does enough money mean to you so that you could be selective about the projects you work on? If you were to say, for the sake of easy numbers, $100,000 per year, well, that makes things easier. That basically means we can break it down into about $8,300 per month. Now that's specific and easy to track. The next step is where does this money come from? Does this money come from one single project at $8,300 or 8 projects at about $1,000? So the next question I would pose is, which one of these seems more likely? Now here's where the reality check comes into play here, because you should know from your current experience the types of projects you are currently landing, and then you can extrapolate that. If you are now taking on projects around $1,000, but only taking on 2 or 3 at a time, 8 seems a bit unrealistic, right? So you may want to think about upping your price of a project and taking on less clients to get to that same $8,300 number that you're looking for. And finally, ask yourself, what kind of projects do I have to pitch or go after that fit the type of budget that I'm looking for? Do I need to up my skill set? Do I need to partner up with somebody? Think about these things so that you can get into the budget that you need. See, just in this episode, we've now taken that large goal and made it into more manageable and smaller bits that's easier to think about and then take steps in achieving that. Since it's so clear in your head what you need to do, you could further break it down into weekly tasks to focus on and set up checkpoints along the way to see where you're at. These are called leading indicators. Instead of looking to the past month and saying, I only made $5,000 this month, so now this month I have to make up the difference, which are lagging indicators. If you're curious about what leading versus lagging indicators are, check out the show notes for some more information around that. So no doubt, just from listening to this episode about 5 minutes in, you now have a good idea on what a good goal is and how you can break it down so that it's more manageable and you can put the steps in there to start achieving that goal. If you have a question, ask Rezzz. That's me, by leaving me a tweet on Twitter at Rezzz with 3 Z's, or head on over to Rezzz.com and jump on the mailing list. That's where you can ask me any question you want. Until next time, it's your time to live in the feast.